Hey everyone, so in this video I'm actually going to walk you through how you can set up Ollama. Now if you're not familiar with what Ollama is, think of it as just a tool that will allow you to run local versions of large language models versus paying for something like ChatGPT or OpenAI. And why would you do that? Well, the advantage is obviously it's free, which in many cases for what you're paying for, free may work, right? If you're using versus paying for something like ChatGPT. So sometimes you can get pretty close to what you might get on some of these larger ones. And again, the other thing is that you control the data. So if you don't want the data to leave, if you're concerned about privacy, which you always should be, having everything run locally in your own workstation or environment that you control definitely has an advantage. Ollama supports many of the popular models like Llama 2, like Mistral, Lava, Code Llama, Dolphin X Mistral, and many others that it supports. And it's really dirt simple to set up. And I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. I'm going to show you how to do it in both Windows, Linux, and macOS. And then I'm going to show you how to do a little bit of customizations with it as well. So if this is something you're interested in, please stick around and let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first one I'm going to show you is how to set up and install Ollama on macOS. So if you click on downloads, and I'm actually running on a macOS, so this will default to my operating system so it knows I'm on Mac. You're going to go ahead and click download for macOS, and it's going to go to your downloads folder. You're then going to go to your downloads and select that. It'll go ahead and expand it. Once it expands, you'll go ahead and run it. You'll click open, and then you'll select move to applications. Once you do that, you should be able to bring up a command prompt here and type in Ollama -- version, and you should get a version number. Or if you just type in Ollama by itself, you should get the usage information. And that's it for macOS. On Linux, you're going to select the Linux download. You're going to go ahead and copy this script here to the clipboard, and I'm running Ubuntu on AWS. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to right click and do paste, and paste that in, hit enter. Let that finish its install. It may take a minute or two. And now at this point, you should be able to type Ollama, and you should get the same commands. Now for Windows, I'm actually running this on Windows 2022. And I'm going to go ahead and click download, and it's going to automatically default to the OS for Windows. Click to download. This is actually still a preview. They just released it recently. You're going to run the setup there. Once the setup is complete, go ahead and open that file. That should kick off the installer. Let's run through this. Let it go through its paces there. Once the installer completes, you're going to go to a command prompt and type in Ollama, and you have it installed. So now that you have it installed, pick whichever OS you feel comfortable with. They all actually work exactly the same way. I'm going to stick with macOS, but the commands are the same for Windows and Linux. So what you're going to do is, first thing is you need to look at the models that are available and choose which model makes the most sense for your use case. There's a lot of them out there, as we mentioned earlier. Mistral, Llama 2 are very popular, and they're really good ones to start with. If you're doing anything with coding, Code Llama is really good as well. There are actually some uncensored ones, meaning they took away the biases from some of the models. So those are very interesting to look at. But I'm going to go ahead and let's say we want to start with Llama 2, if that's the one we want to start with. So let's go ahead and show you how you would do this. So I'm going to come over here to a command prompt, and first thing we need to do is we can run some commands to kind of see what we have. And when you first start and you want to run a model, there's nothing there. You have to actually install them or download them. And it's really simple to do. First off, let's just see if we have any. So if you do Ollama list, it'll show you if you have any models. So right now we don't have any models. And to download a model, all you have to do is either do a Ollama pull and the model name. Let's say we want to do Ollama 2. All right, and that'll actually pull down that manifest. I got that one wrong. Let me just see what it was. It's Llama 2. Not Ollama 2. It's just Llama 2. And that'll pull down that manifest. So one thing to be careful about while this is downloading, I'll show you this, is that these models all have different properties about them. So if you go to GitHub and you look at their GitHub repo, you'll see that it will list some of the models and what they have. Some are 7 billion parameters, some are 7, some are 13, some are 70. And you have to be very careful because not all these are going to work, and it's really going to depend on your resources. So there's a very important note here that you should be aware of. Obviously, if you have 8 gig of RAM, then you should be using models of 7B or lower. If you have 16, then you can run up to 13. And obviously, if you have 32 gigabytes, you can do the 33 billion models if you want. So just pay attention to that. So we're going to be using Llama 2 here, and that's just a 7 billion parameter model. And it's really kind of on the smaller size. And again, you can kind of see the command here to run these. So in order to run that model, we're just going to run Ollama, run, and then followed by that same name we downloaded. All right, so once that model is downloaded, we're ready to run it. So if I type in Ollama, run Llama 2, that will put you into the command shell to begin writing questions to the model. That'll take a minute for it to load up. And what's nice about this is that we can go back and forth between different models. So that's the advantage too with something like Ollama, is that you can switch on the fly between models that you want to use. So you're not just tied into only one. All right, so now I have this installed here. I'm ready. It's ready for my message. So I'm going to say, tell me a joke. And it's going to go off. Why was the book sad? Because it had too many problems. So again, it's working. And it works pretty well, very fast. Not too much to go ahead and get started. I can ask it other questions like, who are you? And it'll give me, I'm an AI assistant developed by Meta AI that can understand and respond to human input in a conversational manner. And it's that simple to set these up. If you want to exit, you can just type in BYE and you're back to your command prompt. Now let's say we wanted to try a different model. Actually, by the way, before I do that, let's just see what it looks like if I type in Ollama list now. I should see my one model there. There it is. Llama 2 latest. If I want to try, let's say I want to do Code Llama. So now what I can do is I can either do the poll that I did earlier, or if I do Ollama and I say Ollama run Code Llama, and just confirm the file name. So Code Llama is going to be Code Llama, just like I have it there. All right, let's go ahead and hit enter. And when you do a run, if it can't find the manifest for it and the model doesn't exist, then it'll go ahead and pull it down before it actually starts up the model. Also, it's kind of nice is that these are packaged up into single packages, similar to, you can think of these very similar to like a Docker container or containers. It's all pulled together, so it's very convenient rather than having to ship around multiple different files and such. So that's another advantage to using some of these tools such as Ollama. They do give you a convenient way to package these up. You can use your own. You can actually go to Hugging Face and there's a way to convert them, models that you see there, into models that you can run in Ollama. If that's something you're interested in, please hit me up and let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to put together a video that shows you how to do that. Okay, so once the manifest, once the model's been downloaded and it says the manifest is there, we are now into our Ollama shell and we can ask it a question. So this is Code Llama, so this is very good for coding. So I can say, create me a Pong game in Python. Let's see what it does here. Pretty fast, so it looks like it's going pretty good. I don't know if this will actually work, but it has been trained on many of the popular languages. So it knows Node, it knows Python, and many of the other popular languages. So there you have it. So this is an easy way to get started with creating applications or doing conversational messages and so forth back to a model without having to worry about using an API such as OpenAI or paying for ChatGPT. So the next thing I want to quickly show you is some of the customizations that you can do within Ollama. So obviously you can do simple customizations like I'll show you here, and if you want you can even do full fine-tuning, and I plan on having a different video that shows you actually how to fine-tune a library. But to kind of get you started, let me just show you the simpler customizations that you can do. So here I am on the GitHub page here, and I'm going to scroll down for past the models we talked about earlier, and if you get down to right about here, there's instructions for how to customize, do some simple customizations of a model. So very similar to what we would do within Docker. So you're going to create a model file, and then you're going to put some commands in there. So let's go ahead and do a simple modification and show you how that would work. So I'm going to go over here to my folder, and I'm going to do Ollama list, and you'll see that I have a few models here. So let's say that I wanted to customize, let's say we want to customize the Mistral model and make it a little bit different. So we're going to go into our folder, and I'm going to create a model file. And here's where we're going to put our commands in here. So we're going to put a from statement in, and we're going to say from Llama 2. All right, so that's where the model is going to be derived from. Here we can actually set things like temperature. So if I want to change the temperature so that the temperature could be a number between 0 and 1, 0 being less creative, 1 being fully creative. So if you want, you can put it, you can kind of play around with that, and that'll help show you kind of how the model will behave when you ask it questions, how creative it will be. So I'll type in parameter, and I'm going to say parameter temperature, and we'll make it 0.7. Let's try that one. And then we can also set the system message. So we're going to say system, and we're going to kind of change it. We're going to use the triple quotes here, so we can use multiple string or multiple lines within our strings here. So we'll say you are Mario from Super Mario. Answer as Mario, the assistant. Okay, period. And we'll go ahead and put our 3 quotes there. And now we can just go ahead and save that. So I have a model file here. So now if we want, we can actually run this and create a brand new model with our own name. So let's go ahead and do Ollama, and we're going to use the create command, and we're going to call it Mario, and we're going to give it that file name that we just created. All right, and we'll go ahead and run that. All right, and that's it. Looks like it created it. So now if we do Ollama list, we should see our Mario model there. So we can do Ollama run Mario, and that should put us into our own customized version of Llama 2 to act like Mario. Who are you? And you can kind of see the prompt there is definitely different. So it's behaving as though it is Mario. Okay, so we can ask it, who is your brother? And Mario's Luigi. Yep, that is definitely Mario's brother. And so that's a very simple way to kind of show you how you can customize the libraries. So you have some flexibility. Again, the next step after this would be to do full fine-tuning, and that will be a topic for another day. So if you found this useful, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you have other suggestions of other videos you would like to see me do. Thank you, and thanks for watching.